everybody. Today we are going to learn in the Bible study about altars, but I'll say entitles Abraham's blessings. So he was blessed and left a blessing for us, building altars. And so we gotta make an introduction here, what altars are. I know it's a hard subject, but if we learn this, we got ahead of everything else. So altars, what it means in Hebrew means slaughter or sacrifice. Old Testament, people were bringing offerings and sacrifices to God. Also to show submission and obedience to God. It's made of stones. They put 12 stones that represent 12 tribes of Israel. Has to be standing up, has to be erected. They brought burnt offering before Jesus came, and he was our offering, our burning sacrifice on the altar, which was on Golgotha, on the cross. But before that, they were bringing a burning offering to God, bringing animals to sacrifice for their sins. And also altars are to remember some specific events. If something happened in just say in Abraham's life, that is for remembering what happened. So let's go on to the first altar Abraham built is an altar of praises, promise, and inheritance. So that's in Genesis, start verse 1 to verse 7. And it was a call from Abraham to come he came from the land of Haran, and God called him out to go to the land of Canaan. And what he promised in verse 7, I will unto your seed I will give this land, which is now Israel. So let's go on verse 2. These are actually blessings, and we are going to put it over us. Okay? And it says, I'll make you into a great nation, and I will bless you. I'll make your name great, and you will be a blessing. Verse 3, I will bless those who bless you, and whoever curses you, I will curse. And all peoples on earth will be blessed through you. So Abraham, well, he was Abram before he became Abraham, he was Abram. So he built an altar there to the Lord, who has appeared to him. What he says, you're right. So he built an altar there to the Lord who appeared to him. That's the last one, you see it? So he built an altar there to the Lord who appeared to him. The last sentence. So Lord made himself well known to Abram at that time. Now, in order to receive the blessing, we're going to put this blessing to inherit our inheritance that was given from our father Abraham. We are going to claim it over us. So we are going to say, as God said, we are going to say it for ourselves. God will make us into a great nation. He will bless us. God will make our name to be great. and will be a blessing. He will bless those who bless us, and whoever curses us, God will curse them, and all peoples on earth will be blessed through us. Amen. So the second one he built. So this is very, very important, because he inherited all this land that God gave it to him and give it to the people of Israel. Next, we are going to Genesis 12 from verse 8 to 13. So this is when Abraham built another altar. There's an altar of prayer and intimacy where is no return. And it's also this is for the future generation to conquer anything. And what it says, from there he went, Abraham? He went towards the hill of the Bethel and pitched his tent, and Bethel, with Bethel on the west and Ai on the east. There he built an altar to the Lord and called on the name of the Lord. So what Bethel means first? It's called the house of God. They didn't have a church like we have these days, but they call it a house of God, that place. So he went towards the hills, like going up. And what AI means? Some people that says artificial intelligence. I don't think that was like that in the old time, but AI means a heap of ruins. Is a Canaanite city, and what he means is disorderly of ruins. So in between those, he built an altar, like between the house of the Lord and the heap of ruins. And he spent time with the Lord, in intimacy with the Lord, praying, worshiping, and spending time with the Lord. And that's a reminder for us to don't forget to spend time in intimacy with God, and give God the glory. The third one is, let me see if I can go a little lower, is in Genesis 13, also from verse 6 all the way to 18. It deals all with this. So this is pretty much in an altar of peace, because what happened in this when Abraham was tempted to build another one, he was with his nephew Lot, and God blessed them so much in that land that they gave it to him, Canaanite's land, that he has from the animals that they had. There were so many, they were crowded, they probably kind of mixing up, and they have always situations. So what Abram, that was named at that time, he said, let there not be strife, I pray. And verse 6, the possessions were so great, wow, underline that, that they were not able to stay together. You see the verse, verse 6. And quarreling arose between Abraham, herds, and Lot's. And the Canaanites and Perizzites were also living in the land at that time. Verse 8. So Abraham said to Lot, let's not have any quarreling between you and me, or between your herds and mine, for we are close relatives. So they decided to split. It's not the whole land before you. Let's part company. If you go left, I'll go right. If you go right, I'll go left. So they decided so he left. Abraham let his nephew Lot choose whenever he wanted, and he says he's going to take next. So Lot he looked and he saw Sodom and Gomorrah. That was well-watered land for his herds and for him to get established there. And he thought that would be good, but he didn't have enough, I would say, wisdom, I would say, to search into the land, to see who's living in the land. But it says Sodom and Gomorrah, they were wicked and sinning greatly against the Lord. And so he didn't, when he went there, he didn't look. He looked for the land that looked good and all that, but didn't see who were living there and what they were doing in that time. Or he didn't pray to the Lord, Lord, which way you want me to take, That'll be another thing to do. I would say, I will do that first. Which land you want me to go? So he went where Sodom and Gomorrah was. And Abraham lived near the great trees of Mamre. It's in verse 12. And it's all the way down. There's more. Let me see. Let me scroll down a little bit. So Abraham lived near the great trees of Mamre, which means vigor, and he was in Hebron, which means fellowship, and he built an altar to the Lord. And because of that, we get blessed. We have to make peace with people. So we get from this teaching, from this altar, is an altar of peace. Also, what we can learn from this, not to look for what hits our eyes, but to pray to God to guide us which way to go, left, right, or north, south, when we have so much of the blessing from the Lord. So he did have lots of blessing. Now we know the story of Lot, how it ends. He goes with a great, what it says they had so much possession. So he had great possession. They had so much. Guess what? When Lot came out, running out, because God put fire on that. Everybody we burned that city completely down. We destroyed the city completely. And Lot came out with empty hands. He lost everything. Because first he got into that nation that were like wicked men, sinning, greatly sinning against the Lord. And if you get in the business with people like that, that they try to trick you, scam you, you name it, behind your back, do anything that they in their power, curse your business and all that. I'm saying in general, but for his flocks and all that, stole his things, tricked him, give me that, I give you this, or among those wicked people, it's hard to survive lifting up yourself and have an altar lifting up to God. It's hard. You try, close the door and try. It is hard because unless you hit the streets and you go out, all these people are after you. They're after your treasure, after that's all they see. And he lost everything. He came with just to save himself and his family. His wife turned around and she was a stone of salt. Because she didn't listen and didn't obey what God said. Do not turn around and look when the city starts in the fire. So It's what we take with us. Make peace with your family, with everybody else. And whenever you go, and ask for God whenever you want to move anywhere in the city, in a different country, in different states, in different, if you're in the United States or, whenever different region, ask God and do not move unless God is putting in your heart to do so, because you don't want to go among the wicked and sinning people and then you end up just like them, or they trick you to get all your possessions, what God give it to you. The fourth one, I'm moving to that one, is from Genesis 22 verse 9 to 18. This is an altar of provision and possession. And when God tells tells Abraham to take Isaac and sacrifice on the altar and to go to the region of Moriah on the mountains and to place beyond the altar for sacrifice. But God want to test his heart. And I have this in a different teaching, but test his heart to see where he's at. Is the only son, and he want to see if his heart is in his son that he got him at his old age, or his heart is with God, and he passed this big test of his life. And instead, that's why it's the provision, because God provided a ram instead, and a ram was given to put on the sacrifice altar. And Abraham called the place, the Lord will provide, and was on the mountain of the Lord, it will be provided. So we are in verse 17. Let me see if I can scroll down. Then we'll read a blessing. Oh, I have a 17 here. It says 18. Okay. So this is 17. We are right here, as you can see it. Let me put it a little bit higher. So let me go closer. He says, I will surely bless you and make your descendants as numerous as the stars in the sky, as the sand on the seashore. Your descendants will take possessions of the cities of their enemies, and through your offspring, all nations on earth will be blessed because you have obeyed me. I'm sorry. I put a little bit. You have obeyed me. Okay, so this is going to be another blessing. We are going to read it, but put it for us. God will surely bless us and make our descendants as numerous as the stars in the sky, as the sand on the seashore. Our descendants will take possessions of the cities of their enemies, and through our offsprings, all nations on earth will be blessed because we have obeyed God. Amen. Ooh, I feel God here. In order to receive this blessing, the only thing you have to do, obey God. That's all. And you receive this blessing. So I put it over you. I hope you receive it. And I hope you enjoy this teaching as much as I did. Until next time, say goodbye. Goodbye now.